All right, welcome back, and thank you for joining me for your September update on Front Royal's market. I'm Chris Morrison, your Front Royal real estate expert. Today we're going to dive in with the market alert. To start off, Front Royal's real estate market just shifted, and September's numbers might surprise you. Whether you're buying or selling, there are going to be some real opportunities out there, but only if you know where to look. In fact, the data tells a compelling story. Interest rates have dropped to their lowest in the last 10 months. Inventory is starting to stabilize, and both buyers and sellers are finding new opportunities. And they're finding new opportunities in this evolving market. Let's go ahead and break down what the numbers really mean for real estate goals. Okay, so this monthly's analysis combines hyperlocal data with regional trends to help you make informed decisions in today's market conditions. The analysis comprises of 4 elements primarily. That will be market shift, lower rates, stable inventory, as well as opportunity now. Deep dive into Front Royal and Warren County trends, pricing dynamics, and opportunity zones that matter most to your investment strategy. That needs to be the monthly market analysis. As far as actionable insight, transform market data into clear next steps, whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned seller, or strategic investor looking for your next opportunity. Make sure to stay connected. Subscribe for monthly updates and turn on notifications to never miss critical market shifts that could impact your real estate decisions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the current market snapshot. As you can see from the previous month, there has been a slight shift in the median home price, that being $355,000, which is down 4% from last year due to a market correction and not a crash. This represents a healthy adjustment that benefits serious buyers. Price per square foot may seem trivial, but I assure you it's not. Currently at $208 per square foot. It's competitive, and it also reflects Front Royal's strong fundamentals and continued desirability within this region of Virginia and part of the country. Again, we're at 38 days on average for days on market, which is strong. More times for buyers to make thoughtful decisions and negotiate favorable terms with sellers. Okay, a number or percentage rather that everybody is concerned with except cash buyers. Of course, here's the interest rate currently for the month is averaging at 6.58% for a 30-year fixed mortgage rate. This is the lowest rate we've seen in the last 10 months, and the Federal Reserve may reduce interest rates even further this month, creating even more opportunity. Let's talk buyer impact as well as seller opportunity. So as far as buyers go, you can save hundreds monthly on mortgage payments compared to peak rates. A $350,000 home now costs approximately $300 less per month than at the 7.5% interest rate that we saw not long ago. As far as seller opportunity, more qualified buyers are entering the market, which means increased activity and competition for well-priced homes. Okay, let's talk market dynamics. Inventory levels are up, more homes available than recent years. This gives buyers a actual choice. They don't have to find themselves in a situation where they feel like they're settling or forced to pay more than they would like. Buyer remorse. It also is going to eliminate bidding wars that we saw or became accustomed to in the 21-22 timeframe. Those are no longer a factor. For the most part, buyer behavior has changed. Today's buyers are more selective. They're also willing to negotiate, and they are, however, conducting more inspections. We're not seeing that many inspections being waived, which gives the buyer more control over the negotiation and the actual offer of the house that they're interested in, looking to purchase. Sellers, be prepared for buyers to expect not only inspections but for repairs to be made in this market. Seller reality. Here's the reality for sellers. The days of 10 offers over asking price within 24 hours are far behind us. Success now requires the right strategy, realistic expectations, as well as expert guidance. If you find yourself in a situation where you're looking to purchase a home, being a strategic buyer is to your advantage always, but more so now than ever. Leverage your negotiating power, okay, to start. You need to do so because with the balanced market conditions that we are currently experiencing, Buyers can negotiate price, they can negotiate repairs and closing cost assistance more effectively than in recent years. Again, I'm not sure if you were able to catch my last update for August, but the same is applicable to September's market. Target strategic opportunities, right? So focus on homes that have been on the market 30 plus days. These sellers are typically more motivated and open to reasonable offers. Go ahead and lock in lower rates now while you can. Get pre-approved while you can. Get pre-approved while rates remain at a 10-month low. Every delay could cost you money as rates fluctuate. And then lastly, in terms of your strategic buyer advantages, make sure you request meaningful concessions. Ask for closing cost assistance. Can't get what you don't ask for, so go ahead and ask for the closing cost assistance. Go ahead and ask for home warranties. Go ahead and also ask for money to make repairs through the form of a credit. Many sellers are willing to negotiate. They will most likely agree to your terms. So many sellers are willing to negotiate these items. So let's go ahead and move over to sellers and your advantage right now. It really boils down to three main things for sellers right now. And that's going to be pricing your home strategically and pricing your home well. Your realtor should serve as the main guidance for pricing your home correctly. Second would be to prepare your home. If you're putting your house on the market to sell, you need to make sure that it is presentable as such. Obviously, take photos and show quite well, perhaps better than your current living standards. And then, of course, just remain flexible, okay? Keep an open mind, but remain flexible. Offer incentives like closing cost assistance or home warranties, as I mentioned before, because the buyers are going to want that. Go ahead and offer it up front, and then be flexible again with closing dates and contingencies. Doing that can truly set your listing apart from the other houses that are on the market and are ultimately your competition. Going back to cleaning your home, making sure it's properly cleaned. Try to keep your home in the same condition it was when you had it prepared for professional photography. And then also, when it comes to pricing, don't price your house at the number or the amount that you would love to have, but price it to where you feel like it's priced a little low. A lot of times what this does is this drives up healthy offers. For instance, you want to sell your house at $425 or perhaps $420. Instead, go ahead and let your realtor list the house at $399 and watch an offer of $415 come in a fraction of the time than it would have if you had listed it at $425 and most likely had to come down on price. Let's go ahead and take a little bit deeper dive into the rate and what that means for us in the month of September and moving into the fall and the end of the year. What we're experiencing, believe it or not, a rate relief. 6.58%. As I said before, it represents the lowest rate we've seen in 10 months. And again, with further potential for the Fed to reduce the rate even further in the coming days. We do have a balanced market conditions. Primarily both buyer and seller can succeed with proper strategy, realistic expectations, and expert guidance in this stabilized market. The market is actually showing signs of not only regulating, but becoming more healthy. The market has normalization, and that means we're expecting a healthy market correction, not a crash, as I mentioned before. Prices have adjusted to sustain levels that benefit all participants. Okay, buyers, sellers, investors, relocators, what have you. But we do have an opportunity window here too, to make money on the seller end and to save substantial money on the buyer's end. Fall traditionally brings serious buyers and motivated sellers together, especially in the Front Royal area. In fact, the fall is my favorite time to be in real estate, to work with clients, not only because it's so beautiful, but because we're getting into the holiday season. We're finishing up summer, and I feel like Front Royal really showcases its raw beauty at the finest moment, that being the fall. This September ultimately represents exceptional conditions for both sides, buyer and seller. So real quick, before going any further, if you want to dive in further and you have questions, please contact me for a consultation. I prefer you to give me a call. We get on the phone. I'll walk you through whatever you need to whatever you need to navigate as a buyer or an investor, whether you're buying, selling, or investing. Let's go ahead and discuss how to leverage the market's conditions for your success. All right, in closing, we're going to talk real quick. We're going to touch base on key market indicators. Again, we're at a 10-month low with interest rates at 6.58%. When you see a dip, you also see an increase. So just be, like I said before, be leery or strategic and intentional about your actions regarding buying or selling. It's not a good time to be on the fence. It's a good time to go ahead and be decisive. Market health check. Market correction. I just want to emphasize that market correction does not equal market crash. We're seeing healthy price adjustments that create sustainable long-term value. Balance advantage is that the current conditions benefit both buyer and seller who approach the market with realistic expectations and expert guidance. Lastly, local expertise edge. Very important. Success in today's market requires hyper-local knowledge, strategic positioning, and experienced professional guidance. I've been in the Front Royal area for quite some time, served as a planning commissioner, town councilman, have a master's degree in business, would really love the opportunity to serve your needs. Thank you for watching.